Hi Gemini, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. Thanks ever so much for joining me on your 16th to the 30th of September 2017 reading. So yeah, this is your mid-month forecast on the Celtic cross, okay? For this I am using, as usual, my Rider-Waite tarot deck. And also the angel answers for one or two cards for your advice at the end. So Universe Spirit, show me what's coming in for Gemini. Show me the energies around Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Show me Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Show me Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for the last 2 weeks in September 2017. Show me Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for the last 2 weeks in September. Whoops. I always put the cards back in. Alright. Show me Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for the last 2 weeks in September 2017. Show me. Alright, we're going to split the deck into three. Like so. And the camera's a little bit further away this time, Gemini, only because I like you to see the cards as well. Okay. Right. Okay. Alright, so I think that you guys right now, you're Temperance, okay? And Temperance usually means to be balanced, Gemini. It also means to be at peace. It also means to have achieved a status of harmony and it also means to heal. Which is why your focus for the first 2 weeks in September are the Two of Swords. I think that you've got a decision to make, but you've only got a decision to make with that Two of Swords because you are actually at a place of sort of zen. I think that you're very comfortable in your life at the moment for some of you guys, Gemini, and I feel that you're either healing over a situation or you're at a place of tranquility, I would say, with the Temperance energy. Which is why the focus for the last 2 weeks in September will be around, I think, making a decision with that Two of Swords. In your foundation, something has manifested. There's something good that's come about for some of you guys because you've got the Star energy here, in which you may have experienced an offer of some type. You've got the Ace of Pentacles. Often the Ace of Pentacles will represent a new beginning, but it's a new beginning or it's new money, for example. Could be a new job, or it might be the potential of moving home, that type of thing. The influences around you are the Hangman. So the Hangman represents something being put on hold or something that's in a little bit of a place of stagnation. And I think that this is more saying that this is your influence, Gemini. It might be that you're kind of just putting this thing on hold. You might feel a little bit resistant to the change with the Hangman energy, which is why the influences around you are needing to make some form of a decision. The most likely outcome will be the Hierophant. This is either where you make a decision from a place of higher wisdom, or it might be with this Hierophant energy that you're gaining some form of advice. The immediate future, Gemini, shows a King of Pentacles. So this is a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn individual. And I'm sure that this guy showed up in your reading in the first 2 weeks. So this is somebody showing up here, in which what you'll experience is the Queen of Wands. And it might be that you experience a great attraction around this, the feeling of needing to go for something, because this is what the Queen of Wands energy is. If it's not a person that is external to you, could be Leo, Sagittarius, Aries individual. If not, then this is really your energy. And Queen of Wands says when you're very attracted to something, you're very empowered by it, you're very sort of fired up to go for it, to take an action, to actually act, because that's what the Queen of Wands does. Your hopes will be for some form of successful or initial success in this situation with the Four of Wands, but the outcome shows the Ace of Swords. Some of you guys holding yourself back, feeling a little bit confused, maybe even feeling that your hands are tied with that Ace of Swords energy. Let's get some clarifiers and see what this is about. Why is Gemini Temperance? Why is Gemini Temperance in the last 2 weeks of September? Why is Gemini Temperance in the last 2 weeks of September? Show me. Right. So you've got the Queen of Cups energy. And I think that you are very much emotionally balanced, because you've got the Temperance card, which means to feel harmonised. It means to feel in a state of zen, a state of tranquility, and a state of balance. It might be with this Queen of Cups because you have emotionally, when you get the Queen of Cups, it's all about intuitiveness. But I don't think it's about intuition. It might be something to do with feeling balanced in terms of your intuition around a situation. But it could also be that you've made peace or that you've healed over a situation. So it might be with this Temperance energy, you're feeling harmonised, you're feeling more balanced, you're feeling more tranquil with the Temperance card, because there is some form of emotional healing, intuitiveness, but also simply emotional equilibrium, I would say, with this Queen of Cups. I think you guys have healed over a situation going on here, emotionally, definitely. Which is why the focus around you is on making a decision. Two of Swords. Why is the Two of Swords the energies around Gemini in the last 2 weeks of September? Why is the energies around Gemini in the last 2 weeks of September? Two of Swords, show me. Alright, so you've got a decision. And I think this decision about whether you're going to invest in something, I don't think this is waiting, because I don't see waiting happening here. I think you've got a decision with the Two of Swords on whether you invest in a situation, because the Seven of Pentacles doesn't just mean to wait, it also means to make an investment. So it could be an investment as to whether you carry on with something or whether you let it go and go in another direction. Because the Seven of Pentacles shows this guy here, he sees rewards for all of his hard work and effort. But he says with this one last pentacle, Gemini, do I continue to put my efforts, my resources into this situation here, or do I start something new? So it might be that you've got a decision around something that you've already invested in, but you're wondering if it's still investable or if you should go in another direction. Because in your foundation is the Star. And let's have a look at why we've got the Star. Why do we have the Star here for Gemini? Why do we have the Star here for Gemini? Gemini is the foundation of this reading. Wow, you've got the Sun. I think something manifested, and it's brought about something because of the Sun. So I think there's some really positive changes around you guys in your foundation. Really positive changes. This is an incredible reading. And in the recent past, you've got the Ace of Pentacles. Why have we got the Ace of Pentacles in the recent past for Gemini? Why have we got the Ace of Pentacles in the recent past for Gemini? Show me. Because of the Nine of Swords. Okay. So we've got a Ace of Pentacles. You've experienced the Ace of Pentacles in the recent past, but it's because of the Nine of Swords. Alright, so it might be that you were given something. Ace of Pentacles represents a gift. So it might be that you were given a gift, or you received something here with the Ace of Pentacles. It might be because you were worried. Now, I'm reading this as you because it's Nine of Swords. If it's not you, it's somebody else. So it might be that you were given a gift in the recent past. Possibly there was some form of help. Usually when you get the Ace of Pentacles, it's a tangible gift. So it's money, or it's something that's, for example, the other day I've got a friend, go and check him out. He's called Be Still Intuitive. Alright, Be Still Intuitive Tarot. Check that guy out, because he used to, he's a friend of mine. He does readings on YouTube, and he offered me a free reading the other day, which I took. He came through to me. And he's exceptional. I mean, this guy is so good. He's a beautiful guy. He's a lovely guy. I'm just shouting him out because I'm telling you, this guy needs to be on, as far as I'm concerned, 50,000 subscribers or more. It's really, really good. And he gave me, I was doing my own personal reading the other day, and I saw a King of Pentacles show up with an Ace of Pentacles. I thought to myself, okay, somebody's coming through with a gift. And lo and behold, about 4 hours later, Gemini looked on my Facebook, and there he was. He sent me a message saying, would you like a personal reading? And he's a Capricorn, King of Pentacles, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, and he offered me a free reading, Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles is a gift. Alright, in the recent past, you guys have been offered something here. Okay, but it's because either you've been worried about something, it might be that you've been, and the Ace of Pentacles can be any type of gift. It can be help, it can be support, it can be to be looked after, somebody coming and tucking you in, somebody, making food for you. It might be that you've been offered something because you've not been very well, Gemini. You've been ill, for example, with that Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords, Four of Swords can show illness and healing, but this isn't a card about healing. Usually it shows somebody who's been worried. So some of you guys might have received some form of a payoff or money, for example. It might be because you're in desperate need of it with that Nine of Swords energy. Or if that's not you, somebody's offering you something here. Could be through guilt, or it could be through their own worry. Around you, the influences are the Hanged Man, and let's have a look at why the Hanged Man is in your influences? Why is the Hanged Man the influences around Gemini? Show me. I think that you guys are waiting with this Hanged Man. You've put something on hold because of the Three of Wands. I think that you're waiting for something to come in, which is why you're in two minds over whether you invest in this new thing or whether you go in a different direction. The most likely outcome, Gemini, will be the Hierophant. And let's have a look at what this Hierophant... Why is the Hierophant showing up as the most likely outcome for Gemini? Well, I think the most likely outcome is receiving advice for some of you guys, that Hierophant here. Why is that? Because of the Seven of Cups. I think you just can't make your mind up about whatever this thing is. Alright? Because the Seven of Cups shows confusion. And it shows the inability to make a decision. So I feel that you guys will be receiving some form of advice. If it's not advice, then this is you guys going with your higher wisdom. So it might be that your higher wisdom is saying, you know, well, maybe I should just do this. It makes the most sense. And why is that? Because it's just too confusing. But I think this is more about getting some form of advice from a very important guru around you, somebody who's a really good advice giver with that Hierophant energy. Because I think that the situation is just far too confusing and you're finding it very, very difficult to make some form of a decision. The immediate future shows the King of Pentacles, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo individual. Why is the King of Pentacles showing up in the immediate future? Why is the King of Pentacles showing up in the immediate future for Taurus? Sorry, for Gemini, show me. Alright, you got somebody around you and they're showing up because they're going to communicate with your Magician. And this communication will be about ideas. This is somebody who can make something happen. And I think that this person might be showing up because they've got a very, very important message for you, Gemini. Because this is the King of Pentacles. It could be a business person. It could be somebody who's quite wealthy, quite well off. It might be this person is showing up because they're going to communicate. Magician means to communicate, or they're going to act, or they're going to show you something, because the Magician means to show. So when you get the Magician, it means you've got ideas that you act on, or it means that somebody's communicating an idea to you. So I think this person's showing up because they've got something to say to you with this Magician card. What you'll experience is the Queen of Wands coming in. Why are the influences the Queen of Wands coming in for Gemini? Why are the influences the Queen of Wands coming in for Gemini? Show me. Because of the Ten of Cups. I feel that you guys... what you experience is with this Queen of Wands is being highly attracted to whatever this is. I'm not reading this as another person, Gemini. I'm reading this as your energy. I think that you're highly attracted to this situation. Why is that? Because of the Ten of Cups. And the Ten of Cups represents when you feel the most happiness in a situation here. When you feel, you know, the most kind of completion with a situation. I think that you really trust whatever this situation is on a very deep emotional level. I feel that now there is trust. And I think it's because... what you experience is this King of Pentacles coming in, and he's coming in, he or she is coming in, because they've got something to say to you. They're basically communicating something to you. Now, whether that's an illusion or not, he's not in, this card, the Magician, is not in the reverse. Doesn't exactly show a liar, but the Magician card, even in the upright, can show somebody who creates these huge illusions, and they really do draw you into that. And I think that what this person does in the immediate future is they're communicating something to you with that Magician, and they're saying, look, do this because of this. So they're really kind of embellishing or making this thing look great. And I think that your response as an influence coming in is that you're going to be highly attracted to acting on that information with that Queen of Wands energy. I think that you're going to feel very passionate about it. I think that you're going to feel very, very excited to act on whatever this information is because of the Ten of Cups. I think that you are kind of at a place where I think that, you know, the most likely outcome is this Hierophant. There's possibly the need to seek advice because you're very confused. And that's where it ends, most likely, if things carry on the way that they're going. But I think that this person comes in and they say, look, we should do this or we should do that because of this, that and the other. With the Magician card, remember the Magician creates an illusion. Remember what magicians are. They're able to create these fantastical illusions, these things that look like gold. And I think that you're very... this is an energy I feel reading. You don't always read court cards, Gemini, as people. Sometimes you read them as energies. And the energy of the Queen of Wands is the excited energy, very passionate energy, but it's also a very motivated energy to act. And the Queen of Wands always acts. It's a fearlessness. And I think that what you'll experience is a fearlessness now to go for this thing. But it's based on whatever this king is telling you here, Gemini. You will feel fearless enough and excited enough and motivated enough because of the Ten of Cups. And I think that emotionally there is a sense of feeling complete in this situation, where before the most likely outcome would have been maybe seeking advice with that Hierophant from a trusted advisor because you're very confused with the Seven of Cups. Now it becomes, well, yeah, I really want to really go for this with the Queen of Wands energy, because now I don't so much feel confused. Now I feel emotionally balanced by whatever it is that this King is telling me here with this Magician energy. Your hopes will be the Four of Wands. Why is Gemini's hopes the Four of Wands? Why is Gemini's hopes the Four of Wands? Show me. Because of the Seven of Wands. And I feel that your hopes will be the Four of Wands, that there'll be some form of initial success within this situation because of the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands says, well, I'm confident about this now. Despite what everybody else says, I feel really confident. So I feel this is all about your confidence here, that you will be expecting and hoping that there'll be initial success, which is what the Four of Wands is, in terms of whatever this situation is, because you've got a great deal of self-belief with that Seven of Wands, despite what anybody else's reaction is. However, the outcome is the Eight of Swords. Why is the outcome the Eight of Swords for Gemini? Why is the outcome the Eight of Swords for Gemini? Show me. Because of strength. I think that you hold back because somebody is telling you not to do something here. Because it's very, very odd that you would go from the Queen of Wands energy, because of the Ten of Cups, to the restraining energy of the Eight of Swords, because of strength. And both cards represent withdrawal and holding back. Both of them too. I want to see if there's somebody that shows up with that strength card, because the strength card says to resist moving forward with something. You know, it's a resistance card, all right? This is also a card about having an inner belief. But the problem is, your beliefs, from here, the most likely outcome being that maybe seeking some trusted advice because you're confused with the Seven of Cups, to here saying, yeah, hell no, I want to go for this thing with that Queen of Wands energy, because now I feel kind of emotionally more trusting with that Ten of Cups, more balanced, to suddenly the overall outcome being, actually, and this is you on the card for sure because you're Eight of Swords, saying, actually, I don't think I'm going to do that because of strength. This could be a Leo person speaking to you and saying, hold back a minute. I think you receive a second opinion. I think somebody stops you from doing something here. I'm going to ask why, because of strength. What do you mean by strength? What do you mean by strength? Show me in one card. I think friendships, Three of Cups. I think that you guys hold back. Why is that strength? And I think with the strength card, somebody's having a quiet word in your ear. And why is that? Because they're the Three of Cups. I think these are people around you are saying, don't do this thing. I think there's something here that people warn you off doing in the outcome, Gemini. You're all geared up, but it's because of what this King of Pentacles is telling you. This King of Pentacles, I'm not saying that this person is spinning you a line, but they're really kind of taking you into this dream. And I think that with this Queen of Wands energy coming in, you're really taken up by that dream, because that's what she is. She's the type of lady that gets really excited and really passionate about something. And sometimes, to be perfectly honest with you, she's not like the Queen of Pentacles. She doesn't look into the finer details of something. This is what the King of Wands, Queen of Wands, Page of Wands, Knight of Wands energy is all about. It's all about the enthusiasm. It's all about, well, if it looks good, it must be good. Let me go for it. I'm raring to go on it. And it seems that it's because of what somebody's telling you here that suddenly you're raring to go on it. They're really big. And also as it's that magician, they're able to spin a line, something that's quite exciting. And it's quite, you know, tempting. It's another card, as far as I'm concerned, the magician, about temptations. And I feel that you guys are very tempted by what somebody else says here to you. So much so that you're so tempted with that Queen of Wands. Your energies are, yeah, let me go for it. This feels really good. Because it's a card about feeling good. It's the Queen of Wands. And it's a card when you're attracted to doing something as well. It's a card where you're fearless. You've suddenly become fearless because of the Ten of Cups. And the Ten of Cups represents emotional fulfillment. So you're emotionally content about what this is. Whereas before, you guys were confused and needed to seek possibly some advice from a very important advisor. Suddenly you're raring to go. Because suddenly you feel that your fears with that Seven of Cups and your confusion has been allayed by the information given to you by an individual here. But somebody, and it's funny because your hopes will be initial success because of this Seven of Wands. So you've got even detractors here that are saying don't do it, and you're like, no, I've spoken to the King of Pentacles and he or she said this, this and this, so therefore it must be good, and I've got to go for it. But here, in your hopes, you're like, well, I'm hoping that this is going to pay off because I've got people that don't believe in the situation here. But in the outcome, these people, whoever they are, Gemini, seem to be able to get to you. Because here you guys are in the outcome saying, actually, I think I'm going to kind of change my mind again with this Eight of Swords. Because I've got people that want to say to me, these people on the Strength card, this Strength card is holding you back. You're the lion here, Gemini. You're the lion. If this person here or people around you, Strength, that's having a quiet, gentle word in your ear and saying, look, I don't think you should go for this. Because remember, the lion on Strength is raring to go, but it's Strength that says, don't do it, not yet. The Strength card really talks about holding back on our ego, holding back on our passions, because maybe it's not the time to do it. Maybe it's time to be patient rather than rushing into something. And this is because these are very good friends around you. Three of Cups represents partnerships, friendships, people that care about you. You've got some very good people around you that are going to stop you from what they feel is you making some form of a mistake here. Okay, let's get this reading again. Really interesting for Gemini. Really, really interesting. But you've got people around you that don't want you to do something, and I think they're doing it because they genuinely care about you, Gemini. I think these people, whoever this person or people is, they're stopping you from listening to this King of Pentacles garbling off something to you with that Magician. This person's telling you some shit here. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm saying that somebody, people, friendships, important people around you are telling you not to go for something here, Gemini, because they don't trust it. And your hopes are, well, no, I'm going to make I'm hoping that I'll make a great success of whatever this thing is, because I've got people that are telling me that this won't be a success. I've got people that are telling me that, this is wrong. But in the end, you happen to listen to what they've got to say, because they really, really feel that you could make a mistake here. Let's get the reading again. You guys are feeling quite balanced. And it's also because I feel, Gemini, that you guys are in a place of feeling balanced with that Temperance energy, because you're showing us temperance. You're showing us healing over a situation because of the Queen of Cups. And this shows emotional introspection, emotionally balanced card as well. I love the Queen of Cups. I'm Scorpio myself, so, I would always be her. And whenever I've been through anything, I've always, if I've been through a really bad situation, I've always been the Queen of Cups. I've always been somebody who's been able to emotionally rationalise something by putting myself into somebody else's shoes and not feeling angry. Because the Queen of Cups in the upright is not an angry card. In the reverse, she is, because she tends to internalise a lot of pain. But in the upright, she'll cry when she needs to cry. She'll laugh when she needs to laugh. She'll sit in her head when she needs to sit in her head. That's what Queen of Cups does. But in the end, what she does is invaluable, because at the end of it, she's able to completely get rid of any type of pain. She's not this card. In the reverse, it's awful, because you're sitting in the pain and you're internalising it and you're becoming something of a drama queen. But in the upright, you're more about, actually, I'm getting through this pain. I'm just going to deal with it. I'm learning to love myself more. And it's all those things. You guys are in a place of harmony and balance, because you're learning to love yourself with that Queen of Cups, and you're feeling more emotionally balanced, and you're healing. Which is why you guys, the focus for you, your energies around the last 2 weeks in September will be on a decision that you need to make here, because of the Seven of Pentacles. And that is the decision, I feel, is based on whether you invest in something or whether you go in another direction. Because in your foundation, something has manifested that's great here, and it's because of the Sun, all right? Now, the Sun card can mean anything. It can mean because of a Leo individual. It can mean because there's been a change of heart on something. It could mean that something ended up in the most positive way. But when you get the Sun and the Star together, they're magnificent energies within the tarot. Something really good manifested for you guys. But as a result of that, what you guys have experienced is the Ace of Pentacles. Now that Ace of Pentacles, that's weird because you've got it because of the Nine of Swords. And I think that you received something of a gift because you were upset here. And it might be that if you've manifested something really good here, it might be as a result of that. What it's telling us around that amazing stuff that you manifested was something that was given to you. Whatever that thing was. Because there was worry. You guys were worrying about something here, but it didn't turn out to be as bad as you thought it would be. However, the influences around you guys are you're holding back a little bit with this Hanged Man. And why is that? Because of the Three of Wands. It might be that you're waiting for something here. You might be waiting for advice. You might be waiting to see if it's the right time. You might be waiting to see how things develop before you actually invest in this situation here. Which is why you've got a decision to make. Two of Swords. It also might be that the focus is around holding back with that Two of Swords, a time for inner reflection, which is what the Two of Swords can be, because you're waiting with the Seven of Pentacles. The most likely outcome will be, if this energy carries on here, and here, will be, I feel with this Hierophant, the need to seek some grounded, honest, truthful, wise advice. Could be from a Taurus individual, it could be from a father figure with the Taurus, with the Hierophant energy showing up here. But to seek some really good advice, because I think that you guys are very, very confused as to whether you go for this thing or not. The immediate future, Gemini, shows a King of Pentacles. Could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn individual, doesn't have to be. Could be a money individual, for example, with the King of Pentacles. Could be a stable individual, yes. But this person is communicating to you some wonderful stuff with the Magician energy. They might even be showing you something, because the Magician represents somebody who is acting, alright? So somebody who is being demonstrative and they're showing you something. But usually it's communicating something. So this King of Pentacles, and I think that this is where the confusion lies. That you guys have healed over something. So you're in two minds over whether you either want to invest or you're going inward. There's a lot of inner reflection on whether, with this Seven of Pentacles, maybe you want to invest, or you're going through a place of inner reflection in the last 2 weeks of September, Gemini, because of the Seven of Pentacles, you want to wait. And I think it's around this individual. I think that this might be the person who gave you the gift with the Ace of Pentacles energy. Could be because they were worried, maybe. And I think that this is where things have manifested from. This person comes forward and they're speaking to you. They're speaking words of amazingness. With amazingness? I don't think there's a word called amazingness, but they're speaking to you through the mouth of the Magician. And we know what magicians are. Magicians create illusions. So this is why I think you got people around you that don't trust this situation, because of the Magician. And whether that Magician is in the upright or reverse, the Magician can still be somebody who speaks a whole load of shit. I'm not saying this person's talking shit, but I think that this person is telling you some amazing stuff, some lovely stuff that you tend to really invest in and really believe in, because here you're confused. The most likely outcome is you're going to need to seek further advice with that Hierophant energy, because you guys are very, very confused. And I feel that that's where it ends if things carry on the way they're going. But this person comes in and they're saying, look, let's do this thing, or look, go for it, because, you know, you could earn £100,000 a year, or let's go for it because I could give you the greatest life and I'll treat you like a queen or a king or whatever it is. And you guys going from that place, being the most likely outcome of seeking advice because you're confused, now you become the Queen of Wands energy. The influence of the Queen of Wands, it now represents no more confusion, but a certain fearlessness to go for whatever this thing is with the Queen of Wands. Because on an emotional basis, you feel emotionally satisfied, which is what the Ten of Cups is, to do this thing. But it's based on the communication of another. This person seems to have talked some of you guys round into doing something, and now you're no longer confused. Now you're really kind of like, yeah, okay, fair enough, I'll do it. Fair enough, I'll go for it, because what you said, it just sounds perfect. And now I feel more at ease with that Ten of Cups to do this thing. However, because this person speaks through the mouth of the Magician, your hopes will be, well, yeah, my hopes are that I'll make a success of whatever this is, or will make a success of whatever this is. Because I have detractors, and I need to prove something. Because the Seven of Wands can also be, when you're standing in your truth and you're standing in your confidence and power, it can also be a card that says, I need to prove something to you people. You're all wagging your fingers at me, but I'm going to prove to you that this can work. But in the end, Gemini, which is very, very interesting, you guys are kind of like, hell no. Actually, I think I won't do it. I think I'm going to go back with this. Getting the best advice possible, because I am quite confused. And why is that? Why do you guys suddenly go from being the Queen of Wands energy and saying, I'm raring to go on this thing, to suddenly being the Eight of Swords? Oh, no, I don't think I will actually. I think I won't do it. Because of strength. I don't think it's your own strength. I think it's the strength of another. I think somebody else is having a quiet, gentle word in the lion's ear. And the lion is Leo, and so is the Queen of Wands. I think somebody's halting your impulsiveness. And I'm sensing a slight impulsiveness with that Queen of Wands here, because I think there's excitement from what somebody said to you guys. But you're restraining yourself and you're holding back with the Eight of Swords. Because strength, which could be your friends, family, whoever, they're halting and they're putting the reins on your impulsiveness to do something. And why is that? Because they love you, Gemini. They're the Three of Cups. They're people that support you. They're people that love you, and they're people that want the best for you. There's something here in the last 2 weeks of September, and it might resonate with some of you guys, that wants you to go down a certain path. Remember, the readings can be applied to anyone and any situation. There's something here or someone that wants you to go down a certain path. But the words of the Magician, it's number 1 in the Major Arcana. It's not a strong enough card. It really isn't. Even though it's a major card and it does show manifestation, which can be beautiful, sometimes it can show somebody just sending you a very nice text, or sending you a text about something that seems quite powerful, quite illusionary. But it, nevertheless, the Magician's words can be a little bit embellished, flowered up. They can be quite tempting as well, whether in the reverse or in the upright. It can work both ways with this card. Okay, and I think because this King speaks through the mouth of the Magician, this is why you've got people around you that don't trust that, and they're saying to you, yeah, this person's really got to you, because you're now experiencing the energies of the Queen of Wands. Alright, and it might also be that, yeah, you get communication from a King of Pentacles, but what you'll experience is a pretty good friend. Queen of Wands are always really, really good friends, and they'll always tell you like it is, because of the Ten of Cups. They want the greatest happiness for you. And it might be your hopes of, well, this thing could really work out. It could be a big success. Because of the Seven of Wands, I've got something to prove to you guys. It will be. You don't believe me, but it will be. But in the end, whether this is your energy of the Queen of Wands here, that you're really, and I think that either way, you're raring to go for something here, because of those words of that Queen of Pentacles energy. But in the end, whether that Queen of Wands is an external person, which I think would be a good friend of you guys, or whether it's your own energies, the outcome is still the same thing. You guys hold back. I think that somebody's gently speaking in your ear, and they're also reining in your impulsiveness because of the Three of Cups. They're your friend. They've got your back, Gemini. Let's get the advice card from the Angel Answers. Universe Spirit, what is the advice that you have for Gemini on this situation in the last 2 weeks of September? What is the advice that you have for Gemini? What is the advice that you have for Gemini in the last 2 weeks of September 2017? Show me. It says you need to compromise. That's interesting. You need to compromise. Whatever that means to you, it means to you. Alright? You do, I mean, I don't know. It's up to you how you're going to compromise. Because the compromise card is justice, really. And it's about balancing those scales. It's about doing something that benefits you, but also listening to others. So there's somebody that you need to compromise with here. It might be, say for example, it was love, and somebody had hurt you in the past, and you're just healing over it, and suddenly that person comes back with all of the, you know, the fanfare and the beauty of, you know, come back to me, it'll work this time, babe, it's going to be great, you know, I let you down in the past, but, you know, I've booked us a holiday. And it might be that your friends, just as an example, are saying, you know, this person says, I'll book us a holiday, and your friends are saying, oh my God, don't do that. Don't do that, because he hurt you, he or she hurt you in the past, and they'll just do it again. Well, the compromise could easily be, all right, I'm going to listen to you guys because you're making a lot of sense, because I don't even really know whether I should trust this situation. You might say as a compromise to this King of Pentacles, you know what, if you want me back, you've got to prove it to me, all right? You're not taking me away on holiday. What we'll do is, you know, we'll meet up, say, once or twice a week, and we won't have sex, we'll just talk. And you can prove it to me. I'm not going to give you sex for 3 months, and you can prove to me that you really do care. It's that type of thing, if you see what I mean. So the compromise might be needing to compromise between what you know to be true with whoever these people are around you that have your back, that have your best interests at heart, and also compromising with the other party who's obviously, for me, saying something to you that they want you to believe in with that Magician energy. Very interesting. Very interesting. Indeed. And I think it's also saying don't stop. Don't stop healing, because there are helpful people who can bring recovery to you. Alright, so don't give up your friends or your family or whoever these people are for something that somebody's saying. Because the Magician, though, as much as I love that card, I know that communication-wise, that Magician can be a bit of a fucker. I'm not saying this person is at all, because it doesn't look like somebody's out to get you on something. It looks like somebody's... I'm not going to turn it into love, but whatever it is, it just looks like somebody wants to get something through to you, and they're getting it through to you with the energies of the Magician's words, which is, you know, in the best possible way, making things look better than what they are. Alright? But I think that at the same time, you know, the cards are saying compromise. Alright? And I think it's also saying here, compromise. Don't stop helpful people possibly helping you to recover. So keep the people close to you who have your best interests at heart. Alright? Whatever this situation is with the King of Pentacles, you guys know. But also take into account the words of other people, because really they're the people who have been with you through thick and thin, and they want, whether this is a small situation or a large situation, these people really do have your best interests at heart, Gemini. Alright, that's your reading, Gemini. I would like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Carriage Universe. Remember, you've got your love reading sitting next door, check that out, and I will speak to you guys very soon. Take care.